Kane and I, we are looking for a tinfoil or maybe aluminum. Is there a difference? I mean, I know tin and aluminium. Sorry for that's how.
Yeah, I don't know if it has to be authentic tin in order to work.
We need a foil sponsor.
Right.
So that when we wrap ourselves in foil and discuss like segments like we're about ready to dive into, we're capitalists. We can get paid for it. So, it makes sense. Kane thinks that there is a reason why all of a sudden you're seeing Kamala Harris everywhere. Now, well, you're saying you're suspicious.
Yeah, it was something Juan and I were talking about this morning.
Oh, so Juan's in on it too, huh?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
This is Juan's.
You guys sit over there and you guys all like gossip. And
we
you
have
conspire.
like a 45 minutes to an hour before you get in here, though. We have our own conversations.
So what do you guys think? What's your leading theory?
Juan,
here?
if you want me to go ahead and all right.
Okay.
So the theory is that as a plan B, because it looks like the Biden ship is sinking a bit. Plan B would to put Kamala out there a little bit more right now and pit her against DeSantis. Because I don't think that she would hold a candle to anybody like Trump. I don't think she can hold a candle to DeSantis, to be honest with you. But I think this is, at least Juan and I think this is the plan B for Democrats.
You think she's the plan B?
Yeah. Who else do they have out? Newsom?
Gavin, but he's gotten in trouble here. There's
Newsom's
some stuff that's come out about him. We'll get into that. But
he'll need a VP, too.
Well, yeah. Well, she's not going to just stay as VP.
I don't know.
That looks weird. I mean, granted, it would be like I think it's a pity trophy. But anyway, where do I want to start with this? Let's start with 5. She's talking to the Mongolian prime minister. We have no idea what she's talking about. Maybe you guys can figure it out. Audio sound by 5. This is your vice president.
In particular, we will discuss the work that we will do together to strengthen our space cooperation. You and I spoke briefly about the beginning of the next era, and for you, what that means in terms of your leadership and your vision for the future. And certainly, strengthening our space cooperation would be a part of that agenda, including, of course, using our space cooperation to think about how we strengthen the economic prosperity and development of our nations.
Well, I don't know what is happening. What is happening here?
He was just nodding along like he understood.
Yeah, he was like everybody for a little bit. Just looking at her like, sure, okay, yeah, all right, I get it, yeah. So that's not the worst. This is one of my favorites. She's talking about gun control here. I've never heard the Constitution described quite like this. Is an audio soundbite 1.
We are confined to what we're able to do in a limited amount of span. What we need is Congress to actually
a limited amount of span. That's what the Constitution is. It's the United States limited amount of span. Because we only have so much span. And we're giving span away. And some people get some span and some other people get some span. Then we are left, Kane, unburdened by what has been with a limited amount of span. There's no more span to give. None.
What about spick? Spick and span.
It almost did sound like she said spam for a moment. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I think there's a lot out there. But no, it was span. Well, we can't do this because we are limited. We are confined by the limited amount of span. So this is like if The Office, the U.S. version, redid Veep, and then you had, what's his face, his character? Chris, his character was Kamala. Really? Golly. It's a limited amount of span. I've never heard the Constitution described that way at all. But okay, yeah. I mean, she's number 2. No, that was the first thing that flew into my mind. Did you see Biden biking because he's on vacation? He biked right past the same place where he fell down. Yeah. Literally fell off his bike on a flat surface the last time. And my first thought was, dude, she's number 2. Heartbeat away, right as he was pedaling. And it looked awkward. Like I watch him pedal a bike, and I get the same anxiety in my chest as I do when I see little kids run down asphalt hills. I get the same amount of anxiety. Like, oh my gosh, because she's there. It's, limited amount of span.